historically has been the case. And as he points out in the article, since from 2012 to 2013, CNN and MSNBC dropped 59% and 52% in their audiences in a critical demographic of 25 to 54-year-olds. They also point out the combined median primetime viewership of CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC since 2013 has dropped 11%. You see, the news just isn't credible, just like the information, quote unquote, we're being given about vaccines. In another article on INFOWARS.com today, we see the court rules details of DHS cell phone service kill switch can remain a secret. Guess what? The government's not going to tell us anything about something it's doing. The government doesn't tell us anything about anything it's doing. In this particular case, we don't know anything about this secret program that can kill cell phone coverage in a particular area, except the name of the program. It's SOP 303. Standard Operating Procedure 303. Standard Operating Procedure is to shut off all information and not tell us what they're doing. That's Standard Operating Procedure. They've got a name for it. SOP 303. I guess we should say SOP 303 for everything. They say the U.S. Court of Appeals, however, in Washington, has ruled now that the Department of Homeland Security's procedure for shutting down cell phone service during a declared emergency can remain secret. This was a lawsuit that was brought by the Electronic Privacy Information Center, EPIC, after the DHS failed to release its criteria for network shutdowns following an incident in 2011. See, they've already done it. They've already done it. This is not science fiction. This is not conspiracy theories. This is our wild imaginations. No, it was actually 4 years ago. Government officials in San Francisco disabled cell phone service during a peaceful protest. Disabled cell phone service during a peaceful protest. Why would you need to have cell phone service showing a peaceful protest? Well, it might be because the police are not planning on being peaceful. Nevertheless, they say the demonstration was against the police killing of Charles Hill, a homeless man who was shot dead by a Bay Area rapid transit officer. And as they point out, they tried to get information about what criteria do they use to shut it down. It isn't that we're looking to see if they have the capability. We know they have the capability. What are the criteria? The DHS initially said, well, we don't have any information about that. The agency is, quote, unable to locate or identify any responsive records. The judge didn't like that. The judge at the district court level ruled that the feds had improperly withheld the information, and he ordered its release. So then they filed an appeal, and now they don't have to talk. As Al Jazeera pointed out, your location data is your life, and police want it all. In this particular article, they're talking about using license plate readers to track your movements. Well, of course, as we've seen and reported, a couple of years back in 2009, the DEA was going to record license plates at gun shows. They were going to use the old technology of driving around and photographing license plates of people who had gone to gun shows. This is the DEA. This is not even the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. This is the Drug Enforcement Agency. And they were going to do that. They said that they didn't actually implement the plan once it was leaked to the ACLU, and the ACLU asked for information about it. I'm sure they had better, higher tech ways of doing that. And of course, now they're monitoring our license plates everywhere we go and tracking our locations. And you should be worried about that. You should be even more worried about the fact that the federal government is planning on not only tracking your movements, but controlling your movements. Once you have a computer-controlled, government-controlled car, they will not only be able to track everywhere that you're going, but they will be able to restrict your movement. Controlling movement is a key cornerstone of tyranny, and they're working to effectively shut that down. At the same time, they're going to shut down the internet with kill switches, shut down your cell phone with kill switches, and spy on you. Of course, they have the Stingray program, and they will not release information about that because they have something that is more important than a judicial order, that is more important than the Constitution, and that is a non-disclosure agreement with Harris Corporation, an electronics company. That's what the police told a judge when he said, I want to see the information about the Stingray program. They said, no, we can't do that. We've got a non-disclosure agreement. And he said, not with me, you don't. At which point they just removed the charges from the person because they will do anything for the corporations. They will do nothing to support the oath that they took to get their job, the oath they took to the Constitution. Well, stay with us. Right after the break, we have an amazing admission from a grandmother who gets ISIS to admit that the CIA is giving them weapons. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com. Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new INFOWARSLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at INFOWARSLife.com. That's INFOWARSLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Joe Biggs here with INFOWARS.com. Now today I saw a video that's going pretty viral. It is of a grandmother, an older lady, Arabic lady, who was telling ISIS, some soldiers for ISIS, that what they're doing is not of Allah, that God would not condone these acts of violence, terrorism, beheading people, burning people, executing people by the thousands all over the country for this caliphate that they say is going to rise and take over the world. This lady tells them to turn back to God and basically that they're a bunch of garbage and trash. But there's a very interesting part in the video. I don't know if a lot of people have caught it, but in the video the grandmother says that, why are you using the weapons of the Americans? We know that you're getting them from them. And the ISIS soldiers go, yes, you're right, grandmother, about that. We've been saying this for a long time, that ISIS is funded by the CIA, by American government. We've shown you time and time again. I mean, Hillary Clinton came out and said that, yes, Al-Qaeda, we funded them. We're the ones who helped start them.
The people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
The entire world sees this except for the sheeple in America, the ones who just turn on Fox or CNN and believe whatever propaganda BS is being pushed in their face. And, the funny thing is President Obama could literally get on TV, say that we started ISIS, and half of the people in America would not even listen to that. They would just go ahead and flip over to the Kardashian show or the Simpsons or something like that and ignore the truth right here in front of them, that our government is about to send more soldiers in to fight a group of terrorists that we created. More American lives are going to be lost over something like this, and this is ridiculous. This is something that we've got to stand up and say no to. All these wars are leading to nothing. They've been for nothing. They're a waste of time. But let's go ahead and get to the video. Watch the video. Tell me what you think afterwards like this, and please share it with people who actually think that ISIS is just this organization that just came up out of nowhere and is now dominating the Middle East.
جيناكم اهجموا وأعدوا لهم ما استطعتم من قوة ومن رباط الخيل ترهبون به عدو الله وعدوكم. يوم حرب الزيران الشاطرة اللي بدها تخبي ابنهم يلط من عروس ما بدناش يروحوا. أما يوم جتكم مصاري أمريكا وسلاح أمريكا بدكم تقتلوا بعضكم. كيفوا عقتل بعض.
كلامك صحيح.
ارجعوا إلى الله.
هسه مروحين خلاص.
ارجعوا يا جد. ولقد أهلكنا القرون من قبلكم لما ظلموا وجاءتهم رسلهم بالبينات وما كانوا ليؤمنوا كذلك نجزي القوم المجرمين.
Every year we make resolutions to lose weight and get in shape. And the truth is, it's hard, even with diet and exercise, because of toxic food and our environment that is stressing our bodies more than ever before. Working with experts in nutrition and biochemistry, I found that super high-quality nutraceuticals, in addition to my diet and exercise, were the answers that synergistically worked. I could see the drastic changes every day with the amount of weight I've lost, my increased stamina, and more of a twinkle in my eye. That's why we are now so excited to launch the INFOWARS Life Resolution Pack, combining 3 essential formulations: oxygen-based cleanser Oxy Powder, the Secret 12 bioavailable vitamin B12, and your choice of super female or super male vitality. Now all available at a discounted price to you and your family to bring in the new year and make 2015 a true success. That's InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. 2015 is the year to do it, and it all starts at InfoWarsLife.com. Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life Vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfoWarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Joining us today is the Executive Director of the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons. This is a nonpartisan professional association of physicians of all types and specialties. It's been around since 1943. And I wanted to talk to them because this is their mission statement. They say they're dedicated to the highest ethical standards of the oath of Hippocrates and to preserving the sanctity of the patient-physician relationship and the practice of private medicine. I think that's a paramount issue as we're talking about informed consent and the push to make vaccines mandatory. And joining us now is the Executive Director. This is Dr. Jane Orient, MD. She is the Executive Director of the AAPS and has been in solo practice in general medicine since 1981 and is a clinical lecturer of medicine at the University of Arizona College of Medicine. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Orient.
Thank you for confronting this very important topic.
Now, we've had calls this last week, California, where we had the Disneyland measles outbreak happen. We've had 5 state legislators there have introduced a bill to end exemptions for personal belief, for religious exemptions. And Governor Jerry Brown has come out saying that he thinks he needs to look at this again, as well as Senators Feinstein and Boxer. They really don't seem to care if patients have consent. And I guess the other part of that is the information, and we can talk about that because there seems to be, from my standpoint, not as a patient, not as a doctor, there seems to be very little information that is, in the first place, given to patients. We're told to just shut up and get our kids vaccinated, but it's very important that we have an informed consent.
That is the situation in civilized countries with all medical procedures. It was sort of established in Nuremberg.
Yes.
Back in the late 1940s. And these people who are talking about overriding it really want to practice public health on the population as a herd rather than practicing medicine. And these are 2 very different disciplines. When you're practicing medicine, you really have to put the needs of your patient first and not be saying, well, I can harm my patient as long as the population as a whole is better off.
And that's, you pointed out that this is something that's been there since the Nuremberg trials. It was the Nuremberg Code that basically said You cannot do things that will harm your patient, even if you argue that it's for the greater good. That's the crux of the issue, because if we throw out the idea